Hello my darlings, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Miranda and I am the Enchantress of Avalon. So today's video is a really fun one and one that is very close to my heart. I recently finally started writing about specifically the mermaid archetype on my blog, whiteroseofavalon.life, and this archetype is one that has really been so influential in my life for my entire life. So it's kind of funny that I've written about so many other archetypes that are connected to the mermaid archetype, and of course have written tons about mermaids and other water fae on my blog. I have several videos talking about mermaids and water fae here on my Enchantress of Avalon YouTube channel, but today I want to talk about the archetype itself and a little bit about why I'm so drawn to it and how you can embrace it in your own life if you so wish. So let's just start with what the mermaid archetype actually is. So archetypes are just these intrinsic energies that are associated with different naturally occurring and recurring themes throughout history. And that's why we have all of these very standard archetypes that Jung gave us. And each of those archetypes can then be applied to other things. For instance, Jean Shionita Bolin, I don't know if I'm ever saying her name right, I apologize if I didn't, wrote the Goddesses in Every Woman and Gods in Every Man books. And then she had a third book, Goddesses in Older Women. And she was a Jungian analyst who, or is, not sure if she's still with us, but she's a Jungian analyst who took the basic Jung archetypes and applied them to Greco-Roman goddesses and gods and how these archetypes could be active within your psychological makeup. So that's a really basic way of evolving them, is okay, we're applying them to specific deities. We could also, in the case of the mermaid archetype, apply them to specific beings and races of beings. So the mermaid archetype embodies sexuality, sensuality, fertility, the playfulness of all of the different fae energies that are very playful, very wild energy, the seductive siren aspect, and also the deadliness of the siren aspect, that warning of not giving your heart away too freely in love, because mermaids embody both light and dark energy, and the more light, playful mermaid versus the darker siren energies. They embody deep emotions and anything involving feminine embodiment. So it's this hyper feminine archetype, very, very much so the most yin of yin, if we're going on a yin to yang scale. They are very much feminine because you are associating them with that water element, which is a feminine element, but there's also a tie to the earth element because intrinsically mermaids are woman and fish. They are both. And that brings me to a big realization I had. I was watching other YouTubers and other spiritual people doing discussions. The Om Grove talked about this a bit, and it just opened up everything for me. And it's that this Virgo and Pisces axis forms in the sky a mermaid. And specifically they referred to, the Om Grove refers to Melusine being that mermaid energy, which is great. I've talked a lot about Melusine. I'm very, very connected to the Melusine energy. And it's very, very amazing to me that this hadn't fully occurred to me until this. It did occur to me that being a Virgo moon, like I am, I have that intrinsic connection to Pisces, and I've written about this. And this is why I'd always lean so heavily into water. And it took me until just last year to really embrace the earth side of things more, even though I was always fascinated with the green magic side and with, of course, herbalism, hence why I have become an herbalist and I'm going to be certified soon, hopefully, yay. I wasn't necessarily thinking of this really earthy, grounded side, only the water side, leaning very heavily into that. And now I realize that no, I'm not earth element dominant. I'm not water element dominant. I'm both. Although it ebbs and flows which one is dominant over the other. They're near equal. In any case, this intense watery feeling I always had is that being a Virgo moon, I have that intrinsic connection to Pisces. And I was also raised by 2 Pisces parents. So that whole formation of that mermaid, if you go look into star lore, is just exactly what I think drew me to the mermaid on some deep, deep level, because it's right there in my natal chart that, oh, you have this intense connection to that mermaid energy. And it was such a profound realization for me. So that was my big, profound realization that I came to actually after even my first blog post specifically about the mermaid archetype. But what I'd come to on my own realization was that before the star lore side of it was that the mermaid archetype perfectly balances the tarot archetypes I am most strongly connected to, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Because you do have that elemental association with both the earth and the water. The earthly maiden, that Virgo earthly maiden energy, combining with that Pisces watery fish energy, combining to create a mermaid, right? I just think that that's the same thing with the tarot, where you have the physicality and the earthy, grounded, but still very fertile, lush, abundant energy and nurturing energy of the Queen of Pentacles, combined with the emotional, psychic, intuitive, and guiding dream and vision energy that is the Queen of Cups. And when they combine together, they form the mermaid. And all of this came together for me in such a beautiful and natural unfolding that I thought I have to have my next video devoted to this. Originally, I had an entirely different video planned, and right before recording this, it came to me that no, I've been writing about it. I'm going to write about it more, but this is what I have to talk about today. It's just this knowledge that I have to share these insights and how profoundly they just kind of clicked everything into place for me. I absolutely love the energy of the mermaid archetype. It's so powerful and I think so deeply ingrained within us. And whether it's you're attracted to the idea of mermaids and water fae because you feel that energy and that you are somehow embodying an energy similar to it, like myself, or you're attracted to people who embody that energy. Like my husband referenced something about being attracted to that mermaidly energy signature, and it's part of, I think, why we just jive so well as a couple. And he is also a Virgo moon, so I think that maybe it just presents in different people. Some Virgo moons might be attracted to that mermaid energy in a romantic way, looking for a partner that embodies it, or some might be attracted to, oh, this clicks into me. And I'm sure it could even be said about Pisces moons, because there's still that Virgo connection, because Virgo and Pisces are on an axis. They are sister signs in the zodiac. Whenever a lunation cycle happens in the sign of Pisces or in the sign of Virgo, you always have the other sign being represented. The full moon during Pisces season, which just passed last week, was the full moon in Virgo. It always is. And the full moon in Virgo season is always the full moon in Pisces. So there's this intrinsic link between the two signs, and that intrinsic link between water and earth. And all through the wheel of the zodiac, water and earth are always linked. You can't escape it. Just like air and fire are always linked in the zodiac. And it just, like I said, all of these realizations, one right after another, over the last couple of weeks, has just clicked into my mind so much understanding and brought about so much balance to my own understanding of an important aspect of my psychological makeup and a very important aspect of my spiritual practice. Why am I so attracted to all sorts of watery feminine figures? Why am I so attracted to mermaids and lake maidens and well maidens? Because it is intrinsically part of me. It's right within my astrological chart. It is deeply seated within me, I think on a soul level too. And I just felt like I wanted to share some of this with all of my lovely viewers here. And also, I hope that it inspires you to dig a little deeper into why certain archetypes are so attractive to you on a personal level. Maybe dig into your natal chart. There is so much that could be found in there that goes beyond sun or moon sign or a rising sign. When I was just looking at like Virgo sun information back in the day, it never seemed to fully resonate, other than the perfectionistic side of things, because I do have a perfectionistic streak, and being a little overly self-critical. But the other stuff didn't seem to really resonate until I dug deeper into my chart and found all of these connections and started to better understand how the astrological information actually works beyond just horoscopes you would find as a daily horoscope back in the day in the paper or on a website today. It's so much deeper than that and so much more profound. And there is so much knowledge in just the basic star lore when you dig into it. And given how connected I've always been to the moon, looking at my moon sign and its connection to the Pisces energy just really brought so much full circle for me. And as did studying herbalism and getting into balance between the earth energy and the water energy. It just all clicked it into place and made this beautiful aspect of connection to the Fey realms and connection to the watery unconscious, as well as the connection to the fertile earth, tie together quite nicely. And I love how our spiritual evolution is a journey, and we always have more to learn. There is no end. There's just more to the journey. In tarot terms, we are always on the fool's journey. We're just at a different point in the journey. And when one journey ends, a new one begins. So I hope that you have enjoyed my little deep dive into certain aspects of the mermaid archetype. And if you did like this, please do like, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog, whiteroseofavalon.life, for even more content. I will link some blog posts pertaining to this topic in the description box below, as I always do. And my Discord server is also always linked in there if you want to connect with some amazing people who are over on my little server. It's very small, but it's a very great group over there. And we like to talk about all sorts of spiritual, magical, and legendary topics like this. And just a reminder, I do offer tarot and oracle card reading services, and that is also linked in the description box below. I hope you have a fantastic week, everyone. Bye now.